Can't ignore Martin Lee forever. Need to start investigating him.
What's up, guys? My name's Captain Dave, and welcome back to Spider-Man, where last time we left off in a very somber mood after the demons had just an absolute devastating attack on Mayor Osborn's campaign rally, not only killing Jefferson Davis, but many other innocent civilians in the process.
Hey, we're running another piece on Jefferson Davis, and it made me wonder, how's his son Miles doing?
Not good. I've been there. The loss is all you can think about.
He needs something to do outside of school. Maybe a part-time job?
That's not a bad idea. But it has to be the right job. Something that makes him feel useful, like what he's doing matters.
Kind of think you just described Feast.
MJ, that's perfect. I'll talk to May about it.
That's what I'm here for.
And as we were just saying, not only killing Jefferson Davis, but leaving Miles Morales without a father. So as MJ's already looking out for Miles.
Additional units requested immediately to contain multiple hostile vehicles. Nearest officer, please proceed to Hamilton Heights.
So while MJ's looking after Miles, I'm going to look after the rest of New York. Sounds like a bit of a fair split, if you ask me. The demons looks like they're not just content dealing with blowing up Mayor Osborn's campaign rally.
There's a bomb in the front car.
But looks like yikes! They also want to take out the rest of New York while they're at it.
Gonna have to write you out. Here's your stuff. Bomb in the truck. Gotta neutralize it.
Well, it seems like that demon was like the one we had in one of the other recording sessions. He decided he didn't want to fight me. He was just going to walk along, mind his own business. Don't worry, there's not a bomb in the back of that truck or anything. My God, I've just blocked my exit.
Phew. Just like that movie with the bomb on the bus. What was it called? Fastness, super quick. No, that wasn't it.
Oh, yeah, Rush. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But before we move on, there is actually a few things that I want to do. But hey, when a crime happens, you got to get in there and you got to try and stop it. So I think our first priority right now is definitely to track down Martin Lee. We know after we were at the bombing, we saw that he was not only a part of the bombing, but he was the leader of the demons. He's the one. This entire assault that's been happening on New York City, Martin Lee has been the one that's been organising, has been orchestrating it from the beginning. The guy who runs Feast, Aunt May's boss. Who could believe it? So we've got the Fear Itself suit. I think is absolutely ugly. However, it does have quite a decent ability that you unlock, the quad damage. So maybe, possibly we'll buy that in the future. Possibly, we'll see. Let's have a look. What did we unlock here? We unlocked full charge capacitors and slows time after a perfect dodge. That one is quite handy, but I haven't really had a good chance to test out the Scavenger Battletech Web Striker yet combination. So I'm going to hold off getting that one just yet, but that is one I can definitely see us having in our future. And I was giving the electric punch a bit of a go, wasn't I? Before I nearly had my butt handed to me previously. Looks like we've got some upgrades for our gadgets. Impact Web Knockback Range Mark II. Yep, the further we knock them back, the more chance we have of sticking them to a wall. So I like that. And one more gadget slot for the web grenade. I also like the sound of that. I don't know if there's anything we could do with that. No, we need challenge tokens, and we still need a challenge token for that. So nothing we quite do yet. Oh, and we have 3 available skill points, which means we can finally unlock the chain finisher, immediately perform a second finisher on basic enemies. That's what you get for being so basic. You give me a free finisher. It's just absolutely great. But one other thing I did have to do before we moved on is if I go to collectibles, we had a J. Jonah Jameson archive to listen to because at the end of the last video, it played without the sound. And I do actually believe as well, not only that, I think we had one that started playing in the middle of a fight but didn't actually make any sound. So I'm going to give this one a play. If we've already heard this one, I'll skip it.
Now, friends, you know I'm always open to differing points of view.
Oh, yeah, we've already heard that one. So I'll just go to personal calls because that was the one I think we last heard but had no sound come out for.
Folks, you know I'm not one to promote conspiracy theories. except ones I think are worthy of further discussion, like this one. I've heard reports of Spider-Man.
We have heard that one. Oh, I wonder which one he was actually saying at the end of that last video, because I thought these came out in order, but I'm getting the feeling that they actually don't, because these ones we actually heard some time ago.
Today is a day for somber reflection, for mourning, and honoring fallen heroes like Jefferson Davis. But it's also a day to vow never again. It stops here. Some people say I blame everything on Spider-Man. Well, I don't blame him for the bombing. That cowardly act is squarely the responsibility of whoever committed it. But if we're gonna keep New York safe, we can no longer tolerate the kind of lawlessness Spider-Man and his ilk represent. This is our city. By God, we're gonna take it back.
Yeah, it seems like these don't load in correct order, and even though he was still somehow managing to bash Spider-Man for once, I gotta say I'm in agreement with J. Jonah Jameson there. The only people responsible for the bombing are the people who did the bombing. It doesn't matter what led them to that place. Whoever did it, they're the ones who did it.
A helicopter fight, trailing a crane, in the air above our teeming streets, on which it could have crashed at any moment in a blazing rotor-chopping fireball of doom. Still think the webhead's protecting people like you, caller?
Well, he stopped them, and he made sure the helicopter didn't land on anyone. So, it seems to me he did the right thing.
Right thing? The right thing would be to call the professionals. My son serves proudly in the Air Force. He's logged thousands of hours of flight time and years of training in protecting our homeland. But he's not good enough?
Well, of course he is, but he wasn't there, and Spider-Man was.
Because that's how he wanted it! God forbid he share the spotlight with anyone! That's it. I'm done pointing out the obvious. Let's go to commercials. I need a double aspirin with an antacid chaser. Now!
It seems like a lot of these haven't actually played. There's a few of these that I'm looking at right now, which I can't think I've ever heard him speak. There's no way we've listened to 21 of his podcasts. Maybe at the end of this walkthrough, I'll just make a video with every single one he has, 'cause it seems like not all of them have automatically played, but... Oh well, what a shame we didn't get to hear J. Jonah Jameson talk, eh? Whatever will we do with our lives? But we do have a couple of other descriptions here for some of these people. I wonder if they actually, I wondered if they got updated at all, but it doesn't like they do. So we have got one for Miles Morales. I can't stop replaying the events in my head. If I had just reacted a second earlier, if there was some clue I missed at the construction site, if Jeff would still be alive, and Miles would still have a father. I owe it to Jeff to find some way to help Miles. I don't know how to do it yet, but I have to honour his father's memory. Powers and abilities, an intuitive grasp of science and technology. Well, just with that alone, it looks like Peter Parker and Miles have a basis for bonding, a ground for getting along. And it sounds like Mary Jane's already got an idea of how to keep his mind active. Rio Morales. Rio was so polite to me at the funeral. She's the one hurting and she still takes the time and tries to make me feel better. She deserves to be angry at me. I should have saved her husband, and I failed. It'd be so much easier if she knew the truth and hated me for it. Powers and abilities, a love of science that she passed on to her son. And I'm not sure if what her profession is in oh yeah, there you go, occupation teacher. In the Ultimate Universe and in the current like mainstream Marvel universe, she's a nurse. But it looks like in this particular universe, she's a teacher. Oh, look at that. So I wonder if she teaches science then, if she said she's passed that on to her son. Oh, look at that. I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. But definitely from reading these bios, it shows that Peter Parker's holding a lot of guilt over Jefferson Davis's death. And Mr. Negative, occupation terrorist. Bio. Martin Lee has an alter ego. Jonah's been calling him Mr. Negative on his show. Jonah always did have an ear for branding. Mr. Negative is like the inverse of Martin Lee, but with some kind of crazy energy powers. I'd love to know how the energy works, but I'm not ready to die to find out. Real question is, what's happening to Martin Lee? Did he plan the whole attack on City Hall, or is he Mr. Negative, some kind of weird alternate personality? What's driving his rage? Powers and abilities can generate and control a highly destructive negative energy able to corrupt people, effectively mind controlling them. with just a touch, increased strength and speed, able to gift small portions of his powers to his followers. Well, that actually explains all the crazy energy and the light that's been coming off these demons. And some of their weapons too. But anyway, with that being said and done, that was a lot of the stuff we have to catch up on. Yeah, with J. Jonah Jameson's archive, seems like they're not all necessarily playing in order and at the right time. So what I'll do is, at the end of the walkthrough, I'll just make a video with every single one in it. So that way you know you haven't missed anything. I like to keep you all in the loop and all included. So we need to take the fight to Martin Lee. We need to find out what his role, well, we know what his role was, but why he's doing this and what he plans next. And to do that, we need no more interruptions. And I think one interruption that has been popping its stylistic head up quite recently has been the Black Cat. She only has 3 more stakeout locations. So I think we're going to go around, get these last 3 stakeout locations done. Peter Parker did say he had a plan for disposing of her after all. Get her off the chessboard, and then we can focus solely on Martin Lee. However, before we do that, we are at the funeral of Jefferson Davis. And since we are at a cemetery, I would be remiss if I didn't pay a certain someone a visit.
Officers are taking fire from a group of demons.
And this is actually a trophy for those of you who want 100% your game, which I have, and that's me nodding my hat right there.
Hey, Uncle Ben. Miss you. Doing my best to make you proud.
Although right now it probably doesn't feel like he is. But yeah, that's a trophy you can get if you're one of those people who likes to 100% a game.
1079. Just got a tip on a bomb threat. Report came in from Hamilton Heights.
Ooh, what's more important, a bomb threat or Spider-Man catching a pigeon? Hundreds of people died while Spider-Man was catching a bird. I can hear the podcast now. Oh, come on, bird. I've got more important things to do than catch you. Will you just give me a break? There is a bomb threat and I'm chasing a bird. Could you just not fly into my arms? We can make it all romantic.
Taking you home, buddy.
Rightio, the crime hasn't disappeared yet. Let's go lend a hand before we slander our name. So Spider-Man's so busy, he's in such a rush, he hasn't even called Howard to let him know the pigeon's coming back.
Spider-Man, thank God. Demons have rigged explosives all over the building, but we can't get close.
Point me at him, officer. I'm here to help.
We've located the primary device. If you can disable it, it'll cough up an army key. You can use that to locate and disable the secondary devices.
Got it. Keep your men back. I'll radio when it's clear.
Okie pokey, I'm your wingman Maverick. Take out the first device, leads us to the second device and the third device. Complete crime within 3 minutes. Knock or throw 3 enemies off a building. Oh, let me at them. I do love throwing enemies off the building. Evening, boys!
You guys really stick to your MO?
Rightio, let's start knocking some people off buildings. That's one. Oh, no, you don't. I might have taken a hit from the shield, but I still managed to knock you off the building. Give me that shield. If I'm going to throw you off the building, I'm going to need no weapons in my way. Perfect.
Demons are down. Time for the bomb.
And now just to end this within 3 minutes.
Bomb triggers wired in series.
Let's hope this doesn't count as part of the as part of the 3 minutes. So that's 5, and so we need a -2 there. -2. Let's get a splitter in. One of those to split that round. Just another day. Average day for Spider-Man.
That did it. One down. Secondary bombs are on a timer, though. Gotta hurry to disarm them.
Wow, how did they get that stuck on the wall? Do they have a spider working for them too? Perfect.
Thanks for that, Spider-Man.
We'll take it from here.
You got it, officer. Always ready to do my part.
And it looks like by that X on the wall, somebody come up here and already made arrangements for where they wanted to plant the bombs. It's definitely, once again, a coordinated attack by the demons. And speaking of coordination, Black Cat has been one step ahead of us this entire time. So let's take her off the chessboard once and for all so we can focus on Martin Lee. It seems like Martin Lee's just focusing on New York. Not even catching a moment to breathe here.
The demon's robbing an armored car. You can bet that money isn't going to someone's quinceañera. Heart-to-heart time. Were you not loved enough with demon babies? Dad too withholding? Mom not around? Let you cry all night?
Right, let's get the electric punch going. Yeah, you have energy coming from your fists? Well, guess what? So do I. Yikes! Okay, I guess a knock-up punch was a bit too much to expect on the big guys.
Demons are after some serious financing.
Well, that's 3 of 5 sorted in Harlem, but somehow I don't think after we've done those 5, they're going to stop there.
Friends, today we have a very special caller, breaking important news right here, because where else? Mayor Osborn, thanks for calling in.
No, thank you, Jonah. When you were publishing the Bugle, you were always fair to me. Tough, sure, but fair.
Well, that's my job, Mr. Mayor. All I have is my integrity, and I won't compromise it for anyone. Now, what's this crucial breaking news you're revealing for the first time anywhere on my show?
Well, after the brutal, cowardly City Hall bombing that almost claimed my life, it's clear our understaffed police department needs help. And I want to reassure the people of New York that I am providing it.
Aha! I said it! You all heard me say we needed this. Are you using my idea of bringing in cops from Lake Placid?
Ah, no, though that was a fine idea. No, this would be a security contractor, much like the ones our military uses to assist our troops overseas. I can't name it until the contract's signed, but their qualifications are impeccable.
Well, that sounds terrific, Mr. Mayor. Though, of course, I'll have to reserve my tough but fair final judgment until I have all the facts.
I'd expect nothing less. And let me stress, this is in no way replacing our brave officers of the law, just augmenting them in a way that cuts through the red tape and gets results.
And results are what we want. You know, I'm glad you're here, so I can share my theory on how Spider-Man may well be working with the demons.
And a fascinating theory it is, I'm sure. But my doctors are advising me to get some rest now, so if you don't mind.
Oh, of course. Thank you for calling in, Mr. Mayor. My lines are open for you anytime. Jared, did you hear? Tough but fair! That's our new slogan. I don't care who else is using it. Don't care.
Well, the whole Lake Placid thing aside, I was about to say, Jonah actually seems like he's sticking to his guns there and not letting Norton stroke his ego too much. But then he went off on a complete tangent about us working with the demons. Of course he did. Doesn't matter how many times I punched them in the face. I must be financing them, of course, of course.
Felicia's leading me on a chase, but that's what's gonna help me find her. By feeding all the past locations into an algorithm, I can narrow down her likely point of origin.
Oh my god! She's robbing Harry's research station! Oh, whatever will we do? How will we stop the pigeons? How will we dissolve the bacteria? Harry, I'm sorry. I've let you down. Rightio, where is she? Just waiting for... There we go, waiting for that rumble of the pad. Bingo, I see the light.
Hello, cat.
Sound like a reborn again Christian. I was like, I see the light.
I was too late to stop her here. but 1 or 2 more locations should give me enough data to pinpoint her hideout.
Funnily enough, 1 or 2 locations is exactly what we already know about. Radio, so let's get a move on. We've got 2 more stakeout locations left. If we can stop her before she hits that 50 mil, well, honestly, I can't really say. I believe she's going to go straight, but hey, what can I say? A boy can dream.
There's a pigeon. Oh no, there it goes.
But ho ho ho! What's this? There are more important things to do. Yeah, and then apparently nosedive into the floor.
It is my responsibility to catch that pigeon. I can't believe I said that.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Demons bombing New York. Martin Lee's a bad guy. Mayor Osborn bringing in this, what can only sound like putting gasoline on top of a fire by bringing in some higher military police force. But no, no, no. The pigeon is the priority here. Oh, God, it's gonna get away. Come back, little one. I only want to be your friend. As Jonah said in one of his podcasts, I have nothing but love for you. Okie pokies, how much did that pigeon pull me away from where I actually want to be? Oh, actually, not too much. It seems like it was flying in a circle. It kind of just brought me back to where I started.
Immediately to contain multiple hostile vehicles. Incident occurred in Robinson. Over.
Well, it seems like there was a civilian down there calling for my help at the start of a side mission, but no, once again, the demons are going to put a massive kink in my plans. Good lord, he just lit me up then.
Ooh, cops and robbers. Can I play too?
As long as I get to be the guy who punches you in the face. Or kicks. You know, I'm not picky. Just a man. I'm a Spider-Man, baby. What is it with the demons and bombs? It seems like...
Gotta disable it.
Ever since Mayor Osborn's campaign rally, it just seems like demons are bombs, bombs, and more bombs.
One-on-one attention, right?
Whoa, where'd this guy come from? Looks like the demons decided to use my own tactics against me. Death from above! Yikes! No! Make sure he's dead. No! The demons, they've won. It's over. New York is yours. Martin Lee, I bow down to your superiority. Alright, so big fat guys and dudes with swords. Well, I might have died, but at least I took care of the bomb. Wow, it seems like no matter how many big bad guys I fight, it's always the little guys that seem to take me out. Wow, they had a... What can I say? They had a smart tactic that time. While I was busy disposing of the bomb, they came out of nowhere and sliced and diced me and took me down. But anyway, before I was embarrassingly having my butt handed to me at the start of this recording session, there was a civilian back here calling out for our help. So let's build up a little bit of good karma and see what he needed.
All units. Officers
Something
are
wrong?
engaged in an active
Oh,
shootout
no,
with
no.
demons.
I just had to thank you for saving my daughter from those muggers.
When did this happen?
Just now. Busy guy like you. I guess it all blurs together, huh? Near the theater on 126 and Powell. She just called and told me.
Right. Sorry. Happy to help. I'm glad your daughter's safe. Okay, I wasn't anywhere near there. I should swing by and see what's going on.